Hello, welcome back to the Whale Executive Academy video podcast. I'm Hanum Salsabila. Today, as usual, we're going to have a short talk about business and management model. And today's model is about macroeconomics. To discuss this issue, to be with me now, Dr. Wolfgang Habermayer. He got his degree in economic and business administration and had served in numbers of outstanding banking and financial institutions. But now he's running his own consulting business firm and still holding several teaching positions at the Vienna University of Business Administration and also in ESA Business School in Barcelona, Spain. Thanks for being with me.
Thank you.
Well, my first question is about the short outline of your class of macroeconomics. What are the main issues or big concerns that are relevant for the executives?
Well, first of all, I have to mention that the topic is business, government, and macroeconomics. So it's not only macroeconomics, and as the title says, it covers both the micro level, the business level, and the more public level, the macroeconomic level. So my objective is to show where the borderlines are and where both are sort of coming together. And the ideal place is the capital market. The capital market has, of course, both participating as an individual company, raising or investing money. You have the government as the regulatory body to the markets. And of course, you need something in addition. You need to understand the also macroeconomic part to it. And on top, for proper functioning markets, you need the issue of trust. So you need a trustful environment, a trustful behavior, so that the market can function. The second thing is that we talk about the major drivers of businesses, which is again the macroeconomy itself, but also the regulatory bodies, so the government. Then a very important issue is technology, innovation, and eventually also demographics. So we do this as a starter, and then we talk about trade-related topics, meaning that what happens if a company internationalizes. And then we talk, of course, hand in hand with it about global competitiveness and globalization issues, and eventually about the pension markets. They were traditionally supposed to be very boring, but actually they're very fascinating, and because a lot of countries have the problem that they can no longer fund the pensions, so that everybody has to save for themselves, and that also the corporations are supporting pension schemes.
So
this is basically the outline.
The executive students basically need to know first.
Yes.
Okay, in your opinion, what are the key challenges that the executive face in learning this model, macroeconomics, business management? The real challenges and the major challenge is to understand that there is no blueprint. Ordinarily, people try, going to a business school or doing an MBA, executive MBA, they try to find a blueprint and then, have the guideline hand in hand with the blueprint. But in the real world, and for the leaders, for the executives, they should understand that they have to find their own solution to the problem. It's not always already written in the Harvard Business Review. It's not, always to be found in an academic, the academic literature, but that the reality is somehow more complex and not that easy. And this is, I think, the major objective for the participants to understand. And I will certainly put them in a position that they can really feel it, that it's not that easy just to pick up a book or do a seminar and then have the solutions. Regarding finding solution now, do you have any particular teaching method that you use to improve the learning transfer for the students? Yes, following the same idea, the same principle, I will not, just give a list of reference books or reference literature. I raise the topics, and the participants, the students, have to find their own solutions. So they have to try to find proper information, first of all, have to try to understand the real meaning behind the question, and find adequate theoretical answers to it. But then we discuss it in class, and I challenge them somehow if their findings are correct, if their findings are adequate, and so they have most probably a very steep learning curve to bring practical issues together with the theoretical ones.
I see. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Habermayer, for giving us your insight on this model. Many thanks indeed.
Thank you.
In response to the research part as the preparation for the program, let's take a look. Some few comments from the students.
The topics here are very broad, so you need a tool to structure the topic, and a tool which gives you knowledge in a very short period of time. We had 2 weeks to prepare, so it was crucial to have information available very quickly, and with the databases it was possible.
So we have been provided with access to the library of the WU, and with a lot of articles about the topic that we were supposed to do, and we also had recommended reading in the form of a book that we also found very, very helpful. So through reading of the recommended articles, I got a very good impression of the topic that I was supposed to write about, and that was the demographic development of the European Union. And it took us about 20 hours of work, extensive work, to prepare the presentation, and we hope that it was a good overview of the topic that we were supposed to write about.
And that's the end of our discussion in this model. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video podcast. Bye-bye.